Hi everyone, my name is Allie and I am the Transfer Admissions Counselor here at NMU. I'm based out of our admissions office right on campus, and I primarily work with transfer students from the Upper Peninsula, but also transfer students from states outside of the Midwest. And so first of all, I just wanted to take a second and just thank everybody for taking the time to watch this video. As we all know, things are a little bit different in all of our worlds right now. And typically at this time, I'd be going out and visiting community colleges in my area, and I'd get to meet with prospective transfer students. Obviously, right now, that's not really a safe option for any of us. And so that's what brings us here. We kind of have to embrace all things virtual right now. And so I'm happy to have the opportunity to be able to share some information about NMU with you today. We're going to cover a range of topics, and I hope that I'm able to answer some questions that you might have already had on your mind. But if not, you are always welcome to reach out to me directly so that we can talk. And so, okay, let's talk about how you can be Northern. And so first of all, let's talk about where we're located. And so NMU is located right in Marquette, Michigan, which is in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. For those of you who are watching this video right now who might not exactly know where that is or what I mean by the Upper Peninsula, you can see right on this slide that we are in, or where we are in relation to other states within the Midwest. And so we're about a 5-hour drive or so from Duluth, Minnesota, about a 7-hour drive from Detroit. So that's just kind of giving you an idea of how far we are in relation to some of those areas around us in the Midwest. And so if you were coming from somewhere farther away, just know that there are daily flights from surrounding areas like Chicago, Duluth, Detroit, like I mentioned. And so, as I did mention, NMU is located in Marquette, and one of the best things about NMU, in my opinion, is our location. And so let's talk a little bit more about Marquette for a second here. Marquette is the biggest city in the Upper Peninsula. We're made up of about 21,000 residents. We were actually voted as the best small town for adventure by USA Today, which is really special. And now, actually, just recently, we were voted in the top 25 for best up and coming small towns by the Reader's Digest. So it's truly a hidden gem of the Midwest, especially for those of you who are looking for outdoor adventure. We have Lake Superior literally right in our backyard. And so in the summer months, you can find yourself kayaking or paddleboarding on the lake. We have tons of hiking and biking trails surrounding us that students like to take advantage of for a nice study break, whether that's in the summer going out for a run or taking a fat tire bike out or snowshoes out in the winter. And we also have a ski hill right off of campus, tons of beaches, tons of waterfalls around us to go out and explore. And so, like I said, there's tons of fun, tons of beautiful spots to go and find around Marquette while you're here receiving an awesome education at the same time. Moving on, let's talk a little bit about numbers. And so NMU is considered to be a mid-sized university. We currently have about 7,600 students on campus, and we were rated in the top 15 best public universities in the Midwest. We hold programs for the top 10 fastest growing jobs in the country. So that's a really special stat. That just shows that we have really strong, but also innovative programs for jobs that are in high demand. Having said that, as of right now, 96% of recent graduates are employed or continuing their education from NMU. And then in addition, 91% of our graduates said if they could do NMU all over again, they would, and I can attest to that, myself included. And so moving on, let's talk about what you as a student are going to study at NMU. And so this slide will show you some of our more notable majors. As you can see, we have nursing, biology, art and design, environmental studies, sustainability, management, fisheries and wildlife management. So just some really cool programs. But you can see that we have over 170 different areas of study. And these aren't just limited to bachelor's programs. We also have tons of different associate level programs, as well as certificate programs in a lot of different areas of trade skills. But like I said, 170 is a huge, huge number. And so I encourage you to visit our website and you'll find a list of all of our majors and get to see the full scope of what we offer. And I can assure you that we have something at NMU that would be of interest to you. And so building off of what you're going to study, let's talk about a little bit about what you can expect in the classroom. And so, as I mentioned, NMU is a mid-sized university. So with that, that means you're going to have a really extremely personal experience in the classroom. You'll be able to easily build relationships with your instructors and also build relationships with your classmates too, because you're going to have so much smaller class sizes that you might experience, or smaller class sizes than you might experience at some of the larger universities. In some of your early intro level courses, You may find that you could have around 100 people or so in a lecture class, but as you moved onto the courses for your major, your class sizes will get a lot smaller and smaller. And so as you can see on the slide here, the average class size at NMU is typically around 28 students or so, and then that number gets even lower for lab type courses. And so as cliche as it sounds, you truly are not considered to be just another number at NMU. Our faculty choose to teach at NMU because they truly want to build those relationships with you. They don't want to look out at a room full of 300 or 400 students. And so they're going to know your name, they're going to remember your face, and they're going to know who you are. And they're really here to help you become successful, and they want to facilitate those relationships with you to help you do so. So now you know where we're located, you know what you're going to study, you know what to expect in your classes. And so now you have to figure out where you're going to live and where you're going to get comfortable on campus. And so you'll see a couple of photos on this slide here that we move on to that show our two main housing buildings on campus. One being the Woods, which is our brand new dorm facility. It was just built a couple of years ago. You'll see in the top right photo, this is a photo from a room in the Woods. Well, you'll see the nice fancy granite countertops and just some nicer, newer finishes all around in the rooms in the Woods. And I'll also just quickly mention that the Woods is also home to the brand new dining facility we have, which is called the Northern Lights Dining Hall. So as a student living on campus, you would have different options to consider for your meal pass to the dining hall. But then moving on to the bottom right photo, this features a room from our more traditional style dorm, which we call Quad 2. Quad 2 is still a super nice facility. It was renovated not all that long ago, but like I said, it's just more of a traditional style type of dorm room, kind of what you'd expect when you think of a college dorm with the cinder block walls and things like that. And so I always say that the experience for you is really going to be the same if you choose to live on campus, regardless of what those dorms that you choose to live in. It's just kind of a matter of what your preference is and what you're looking for, and like I said, where you're going to feel most comfortable. As far as layouts go, most students living on campus will live in a 4-person suite with 2 rooms and a shared private bathroom. But if you do go ahead and visit the housing page on our website, you can find a lot more details that will show you the different types of layouts that are available in the different dorms, and you can get an idea of what might work best for you, whether you're looking for the true dorm experience or maybe even a private room. We will definitely work with you on what you are looking for specifically. And I do know that I'm speaking with transfer students right now, and so you may be thinking that you don't want to or that you don't need to live on campus, but just know that we do have a 2-year housing requirement at NMU, and so you're required to live on campus at least through your freshman and sophomore years. If you're coming in above sophomore status, it's also worth mentioning that we do have on-campus apartments for upperclassmen, and you can also find more information about the on-campus apartments right on our housing page as well. But regardless of where you're at in the mix, I do just encourage you to at least consider the option of living on campus. As a former transfer student to NMU myself, it was just such an easy way to build connections right away. When it may be intimidating coming into a school where people might already have those connections and they have made friends already and whatnot, the dorms are where I met some of the friends that I'm closest with to this day. And so, like I said, I just really encourage you to go check out more information on the website and see what might work for you. Okay, so at this point, you're probably wondering, what is there for me to do at NMU? And so let's talk about some of those things. And so truthfully, the easiest way for you to find things to do is to just put yourself out there and immerse yourself and get involved as a student at NMU. And so maybe you're a sports fan. If so, as a student, you would have access to a rec pass to all NMU home sporting events. You can see on the slide here which NCAA sports that we offer on both the men's and women's side. We also have a brand new varsity esports team, which is really exciting and something that seems to be kind of on the upward trend. So we're pretty excited to roll out our esports team. We also have tons of club sports that students get involved in if you're still kind of looking to compete at a higher level, but then also tons of intramural sports, which personally was my favorite thing to do when I was a student at NMU. And so building on that, NMU currently holds over 300 different student organizations that students can be a part of. These range from academic related organizations that you can join maybe that align with your major, but then to all sorts of special interest groups that are maybe, considered to be more fun. But then also organizations of students who are responsible for bringing entertainment to campus. So you can actually be someone who helps organize a really cool or funny guest speaker to campus or help organize a concert. And then tons of groups that are focused more so on the side of like volunteer work and community service around the Marquette area. And so like I said, with 300 different clubs, there truly is just about something for everybody out there. And I definitely encourage you as a student to get yourself out there and to get involved on campus. Building on that, the more you get yourself out there, the more people you're going to meet. And you know, the more people you meet, obviously there are more diverse of an experience that you're going to have. And so this is what's really going to help you meet different people from so many different places. NMU may not have strong diversity necessarily reflected in our student body makeup, but if you get yourself out there, you're going to see it and you're going to find it and you're going to have that diverse experience for yourself. And then, of course, having more of those diverse experiences are what's really going to help you as you move into life after college. And then something else that I thought that was important to touch on is just the different aspects of support that we strive to offer to our students at NMU. And so whether it's physically, mentally, academically, you're going to feel supported here and you're going to have someone to help you get through whatever it is that you are going through. Your health as a student is super important to us, and we know that you need to feel healthy to succeed. And so we have tons of resources that we encourage students to take advantage of. We have 24/7 counseling services available. We have workout facilities on campus. We have a health center with a full pharmacy, and we have awesome doctors. And so, like I said, we really have your overall well-being in mind in all aspects. And we want students to feel comfortable utilizing those resources. And so just know that you will have the support that you need as a student here. As well as feeling supported, you're also going to feel safe on campus at NMU. The NMU Police Department provides 24/7 service to the NMU community. And we are actually rated one of the top 20 safest college campuses by yourlocalsecurity.com. We have a safe walk program implemented where you can call a number and you can have an attendant walk you back to your dorm or somewhere on campus during the later hours when it gets dark. So like, for example, if you wanted to study at the library past dark, but you didn't feel comfortable making the walk back to your car, you can simply call the number and you'd have an employee meet you to walk you back to your car. And then we also have a text and email alert system that you can opt into where you would be immediately notified in the event of any type of on-campus emergency for whatever reason. And so, again, I just wanted to quickly highlight a couple of them, but just know that there are tons of resources available to help you feel supported, as well as safe and heard as a student at NMU. Okay, and so now that I think we've covered all the bases, let's talk about how we can get you in as a transfer student at NMU and talk about some of those transfer specific topics that I know you guys are dying to find out. And so first things first, start that process, you'll just want to go ahead and submit your application. And this can be done pretty quickly and pretty easily right online just by visiting nmu.edu/apply. And you'll want to fill out the undergraduate application on the website. But just know that we also do have paper applications if that would be necessary for you. There is a $35 application fee, but again, just know we do have options for fee waivers. And so if you think you need one, please just reach out to us and we can discuss that. And then to complete your application, we just need copies of your official transcripts from any institutions that you have attended after high school. And so you can submit these either electronically through services like Parchment or DocuFied, or you can have them mailed right into our admissions office. And then from there, your application will go into review. And so long as you have a minimum 2.0 GPA and in at least 12 college level credits, then you would be accepted to NMU as a transfer student. If for whatever reason you have less than 12 college level credits, please just reach out to me and we can discuss what other items we may need to review in order to complete your application. But as far as your credits go, you would be awarded transfer credit for anything that you've received a C- or above in. And then from there, typically about 2 to 3 weeks or so after you've been accepted, you would receive what's called the transfer credit evaluation. Document is going to tell you exactly how all of your prior credits are going to transfer to NMU. And so from there, you can start working more specifically with an academic advisor within the academic department of your interest. And that's when you can start getting a better idea of, like how much time you'd have left after transferring to NMU, what classes you'd still need to take here, and all of those details once we have a better idea of exactly how your credits will transfer. Okay, and so from there, we can talk about scholarships really quick. And so you can see that we have our Transfer Wildcat Achievement Awards, which is a merit-based scholarship that we can award you, which is just solely based upon your transfer GPA. And so you can go ahead and review this chart and you can see where you might fall within this scale that starts at 3.0 and above. And this information you can find right on our website as well by visiting nmu.edu/scholarships, and you can scroll down and find the transfer scholarships. If you're an out-of-state student, here are a couple more scholarships that you may qualify for. And so you can see that we have our Transfer National Academic Award, and so long as you carry a 3.0 transfer GPA, you would receive that $5,600 per year award, which you actually can also stack on top of that previous Wildcat Achievement Award that we were just talking about. If you didn't meet the 3.0 requirement as an out-of-state student, we do have the NMU Incentive Fund Award, which is in the amount of $3,000 per year, which awards you that, like I said, that $3,000 annual. And then in addition, if you are a member of your school's Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society, we also can award you another $1,000 per year for being a PTK member. And so you just need to let us know of that and then send us some documentation to verify it, and we can go ahead and award you that additional $1,000 per year. And it's just worth mentioning, all of these are merit-based scholarships. There's no application involved. Once we were to receive your transcripts, and if you were accepted, you would automatically be considered for any of these awards, and you would automatically be awarded whatever scholarship you qualify for based on your GPA. And so now let's just quickly go over costs here for a second. And so you can see on the slide here that tuition with room and board for a Michigan resident falls at just under about $23,000 per year. If you are a non-Michigan resident, you'd be looking at right above $28,000 per year for tuition, room, and board. Now remember, any scholarships you might receive would of course be taken away from that amount, and of course financial aid may play a role in that number. So I definitely encourage you to have a conversation with our financial aid staff so they can help you get an idea of what you might be able to expect as far as your specific aid goes. You can call their office whenever. They are open 8 to 5, and they are always helpful to any prospective students who might have those aid-specific questions. Okay, so now that I've got you hooked on NMU, let's talk about how we can get you to campus to come and see us. And so we are super excited to finally be offering our regular in-person campus visits again. At this point, they're currently limited to 5 students per day with their families, just because we're trying to keep groups of smaller groups on campus throughout the day. But as part of your in-person visit, you would get a tour of campus, and that would be with a current NMU student. And you can also schedule appointments with admissions counselors or financial aid counselors. You can also meet with a faculty member from your academic area of interest, which is really cool, and just other different various departments throughout campus. Some of your different appointments, they may be held virtually while you're on campus, but we're happy to be able to have you physically on campus just to be able to see as much as you can and get to come and explore Marquette. And even though we are back to hosting in-person campus visits, we are still currently offering our interactive virtual campus visits as well. As part of your virtual visit, you would be watching a video tour of NMU's campus that would actually be narrated live with a current NMU student. And so you can still talk to each other, you can still ask all the normal questions throughout the video. We're not just handing off a video for you to watch by yourself. This is as interactive as it can be without you physically being here to see it. In addition, like I said before, you can still schedule virtual appointments with us in the admissions office with financial aid, just like you would in person. And then the same thing goes for an appointment with a faculty member from your academic area of interest. And so this is really something that students who may not be able to get a chance to physically come to campus can definitely take advantage of. I know you may be busy in your current semesters wherever you are, you may be busy working or you're balancing family. And so this option is honestly really nice for you because you can schedule it on a weekday and times that may work best for you. And we're really trying to give you the best NMU virtual experience possible until you can come see for yourself. And so please write this link down, go visit our webpage to see what different options you have and what works best for you. All right, and so we have made it to the end. And so just in closing, as I mentioned in the beginning, everything that we're experiencing in the world around us right now is totally different from what we have ever known. And like I mentioned before, I am a former transfer student myself. And when I look back on those decisions that I had to make, I truly cannot imagine trying to make them right now with all of the unknowns that you guys are facing. But as you try to look forward on what might be next for you, I just hope that I at least was able to give you some information to help you better navigate some of those decisions. If you've made it to the end of this video and you do find that there's something that you still want more information on, or there's questions that you still might have, please go ahead and please reach out to me. I can relate to some of the stress you might be going through. I know the information that you're looking for, and I'm really here to help you through the process. And so here is my contact information. And thank you so much for listening today, and I hope to hear from you soon.